House Republicans officially calling 3 ex-Twitter executives to testify in their investigation of big tech censorship.
One of them, James Baker, the former FBI employee turned Twitter lawyer who was fired over concerns he personally censored information and revelations that he reviewed the Twitter files before they were released to the public without Elon Musk knowing about it. Congressman Greg Steube sits on the House Oversight, Judiciary, and Foreign Affairs Committees and joins us now. Congressman, I think this revelation about Baker came as a shock to a lot of people, including Taibbi and Barry Weiss, who were doing the investigation. He was trying to censor their investigation after censoring the investigation. So, I mean, I look at this. Why was the fox guarding the henhouse even after Elon Musk bought the company?
Yeah, and thankfully Elon Musk identified this issue with him and terminated him and escorted him out of the building. And now we're going to get these unredacted documents. We're going to obviously subpoena some of these documents for the ones that were redacted and get to the bottom of what was going on to show the American people the level of corruption that the Biden administration and the Biden campaign before the election was colluding and conspiring with social media companies to censor the Hunter Biden story, to censor things that they didn't like. And people like James Baker, who were working there, were actually doing their bidding at these companies, and they're going to be held to account.
What do you hope to learn during the congressional investigation that you're going to be a part of?
Well, the great thing is now we can bring people like James Baker in and put him under oath and depose him. And now that we have the baseline evidence of these documents, that thanks to Elon Musk, we have the actual evidence of the communication between the Biden administration and their campaign to Twitter and some of these executives and himself. And I think there's more to come on that. I think there's a lot more that we haven't seen. McCarthy himself has said that this is just the tip of the iceberg on some of the information that we're going to be able to get our hands on. And once we have that, ask them very tough questions. You can't do that type of activity. The government can't infuriate and influence the outcome of an election in using the government to do that. So I think the American people deserve answers, and thankfully we have a Republican majority that'll get sworn in on January 3rd that'll do that for the American people.
Congressman, do you think Baker could have censored these files before they came public?
I think he probably has, and I think there's a lot of things that once we start digging deeper, we'll get more answers on that. And some of the things, quite frankly, we need to investigate on the judiciary side that he was doing at the FBI, the Russia collusion hoax, all of these different things, using the intelligence arms of our government to surveil and spy on citizens of our country. All of that is going to be fair game when we take the gavels back, and we're looking forward to digging in on behalf of the American people.
Congressman, there's also this. Thousands of unvaccinated service members are facing being discharged over President Biden's vax mandate. The House is expected to repeal that rule just days after the White House asserts the mandate is here to stay. Take a listen to this.
Secretary Austin's been very clear that he opposes the repeal of the vaccine mandate, and the president actually concurs with the Secretary of Defense. He continues to believe that all Americans, including those in the armed forces, should be vaccinated and boosted for COVID-19.
Yeah, so the House version of the defense bill will repeal the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. That's something that Democrats had to sign off on as well. Is this the beginning of the end of the vax mandate for service members?
Well, I sure hope so. I've worked very engaged on this issue very hard. We have a constituent who's at the Naval Academy and has fought this issue. So I'm very happy to see that late last night that language got added to remove the vaccine mandate for our military service members. We could get into the efficacy of the vaccine, but I'm not going to do that. You shouldn't be forcing this on Americans. And you certainly shouldn't be forcing this on the most healthy population that's not at risk of dying from COVID. We fought hard against that, and I'm very glad to see that last night that's coming out.
Congressman, thank you so much. Fox and Friends.